Suck my knob, Andor my crack, because it's time to review Andor. We're going to do enough said, where I have the final say in everything. Now, I was really surprised with Andor. Lately, it feels like Disney has been emptying their sack of content right into us, with show after show, movie after movie coming out. And I'm gonna be honest, I really wasn't that hyped for it. When I started watching it, I found myself more and more entertained. It was still definitely Star Wars, but it was a lot grittier than normal Star Wars. Everything felt a little more real as well, and went out of their way to show the life under the Empire, which is something that we haven't really seen before. You watch Star Wars A New Hope, and you see that they're rebelling against the Empire, but you never really see what life is like for your average citizen under the Empire. They blow up a planet, they shoot a few rebels, evil Darth Vader with his energy sword comes and kills everybody. They're definitely shown to be bad guys, but we don't know what the average citizen goes through. So it's really interesting to see that. And what the whole premise of this is the start of the rebellion, I think, with like finding finances, getting all the tinder sparked, getting everything all set up for the rebellion to take place against the Empire. So yeah, very, very interesting show. There was one point in it as well where they're in this prison camp, and it really just gave me flashbacks of my time working in a call center. They had this whole prison setting where they're forced to do a job. Everything was timed. Everything had to be perfect. The leader of the prison camps got tasty meals and the losers got zapped. And the structure and the routine and everything just gave me flashbacks of working, which I think was kind of funny, but kind of cool in a way to see that world expressed in a Star Wars situation. The other thing this movie did really well was high tense moments. So there were a lot of like high pressure, high tension moments going on. There was like this moment where they had this big elaborate plan to steal money from the Empire, and the way it was all built up over a few episodes, the tension, the stakes, when it all finally started to take place, heart was pounding. You never knew what was going to happen, and there were twists and turns, unexpected things happened. It didn't all just play out 100% smoothly, so it actually all went really well. Man, I was on the freaking edge of my seat, and there was a few of those moments that just got built up. A few episodes that happened a few times during that, where they would build up these elaborate events and then it will take place. I will say though, while it was all very good, it wasn't perfect, because the show kind of went into this phase of like build up to a cool moment. The moment happened, and then like a bit of a lull, and then build up, lull, build up, lull, and it happened like 4 times. So after the 4th, it was kind of a bit like, come on, because there's 12 episodes of these, so it kind of got a bit old at the end. And it does suffer from something I think a lot of Star Wars shows do suffer from, where this is set between episode 3 and episode 4, and it's set before a rogue story. And we basically know what's going to happen with the character at the end, and we know what's going to happen with Star Wars, the universe, at the end as well. So we know all of what's going to be happening. That's a big problem I have with a lot of Star Wars things when I watch them. Like when I watched the Clone Wars, good show, but we knew what was happening at the end. We knew it would come to episode 3 and it could become Darth Vader's. Spoiler, by the way. Yeah, there's been a few shows when we watch the prequels, generally where everyone's going to end. And that's kind of like, it's interesting how they're expanding on these moments, but at the same time, it's sort of like whenever those thoughts comes up, it always undercuts the tension. I'd like to see some Star Wars where we don't know what's going to happen. That would be nice, but it was still an alright show. There was one of the most interesting characters I've ever seen in a Star Wars that came up. There was this like awkward guard who was on the Empire side, and he was like one of those guys that you work with that always has to be correct when the boss doesn't really care, and it's better for him to look the other way, but everything has to be correct, and he has to do the job right, serve the Empire, but he just comes across really dorky. He gets really obsessed with a girl that helps him out, an authority figure, and he has this awkward speech where he tries to inspire all these guards to do their job, and it's clear that he's kind of just a dork. And I think the awkwardness of the character is something that I love really well. I love it when they have awkward characters and it executes well, because at the end of the day, he was a security guard. He wasn't a captain, he wasn't a soldier, he was just some awkward dude who had dreams beyond his station. It's kind of funny. The other thing that was really cool as well is the action scenes. This is one scene where you have this rebel ship or whatever, and it puts out 2 lasers, spins around, blows up some TIE fighters. It all looks really cool. There's scenes that get set up where the snipers on the tower, everyone's running through, tension's building. So there's a lot of really, really cool action scenes that happen in this as well. So yeah, it was very good. There was also one other gripe that I had about it, which was in line with the 12 episodes thing. You had to focus a lot to understand the plot and what was happening. They had like a lot of filler plot lines which didn't really matter. Like there was this senator who needed to get money to help start the rebellion or something, and then she had problems with her financing, and then she had to marry her daughter or something to this shady banker dude, and that plot line kind of was weird and just went nowhere. That could have been cut. Like, there's also like the FBI Star Wars version of the FBI or whatever, which is like a cool concept, but then it's like you just have kind of a lot of meetings, a lot of FBI meetings, and it's kind of like, I guess they're like showing the world of Star Wars, which is cool, but it kind of slows everything down and you have to pay attention. And then on the Rebel side, they're talking to this guy, Che Guevara, or Saw Guevara rather, and you know, he's kind of just there. Doesn't really happen. I think they're building up the way it ends as well. All these plot lines kind of almost go nowhere, and then on the last episode, they sort of just, you know, they have a big event happen, and then it sort of just ends. Like, there's no real like resolute feeling of ending. It just leaves on almost like a cliffhanger-y spot where it's like, dude, like, can we just have a satisfying end? I watched like 12 episodes, bro. Give me a satisfying end to this damn show. So yeah, it was good. It was good. Wasn't perfect. Definitely dragged on a bit. Definitely a bit weird. I think overall, 7 out of 10. This was fun. Bye.